Look, I'm as probably shocked, pissed off, you know, all of the above as some of you guys may be to see me back doing Infant Annihilator, but, you know, call them what you want, say what you want about them. I think just how unique they are as a band makes them worth going back to. Obviously, a very, very niche genre of music, and by no means for the majority of the population of this planet. But, you know, where there is a will, there is a way, and we're going to get through another track. I've actually really enjoyed doing Infant Annihilator, but I get such a weird feedback on the videos. People who are prog rock fans who would make up the majority of my subscriber base. I'd never want to lose that side of my audience, and I appreciate everyone who is subscribed to the channel for, you know, that prog rock genre, but it's very simple. If you don't want to listen to bands like Infant Annihilator on the channel, all you have to do is just ignore one video in every 10 videos. So this isn't going to turn into a rant, because I know the majority of people don't give a shit where I venture to on this channel. They just care about seeing the music that they want to see, and obviously they'll just skip the videos if they don't want to see it. But some people take it very personally if I don't do the exact track that they don't want, or the track that they do want. But today, as you can see, we're going back to Infant Annihilator. The track is called Three Bastards, and I don't know what to expect whatsoever. One of my patrons has got in touch with me again, and he just asked me to check it out, and you know what, I just said fuck it. I wasn't planning on filming another video. I was actually going to turn it off and go play some COD, go play some Warzone to be specific, but I just said look, I'll do another video, because, you know, what better way to get pumped for a night of playing Warzone than listening to Infant Annihilator. Before we get into it as well, actually, fun fact, I believe Dickie Allen, who I don't know if he is the current lead singer of Infant Annihilator, but I believe he is subscribed to me on YouTube, so I'd imagine he was probably forwarded a video on his stream. I believe he also streams Warzone. I think he's actually quite good as well. I could be wrong now, or it's one of the Infant Annihilator members, but Dickie Allen, if you are watching this, hit me up, get in contact on Instagram or YouTube or something, and we'll get a few games of Warzone in, because, man, that'd be a sick duo. We could have a chat, that'd be sick, and I'm sure we could do some good content for the people who watch my channel, the people who watch your channel, and so on, so forth. But yeah, guys, you know the drill. Drop a like on this video if you haven't already. Sub to the channel if you are near 100k is on the horizon. Let's jump into it. There we go. Jesus Christ. You just have to admire their ability to adapt to the, I don't know if it's by design, but the meme that has been created around their name, not because of them not being talented, because obviously that's completely out of question when you can hear everything about the band. I know some people will be on the fence saying, oh, it doesn't take talent to scream or growl like that, or I don't know, is that screaming or growling? I'm assuming that's more on the scream side of things, but regardless of what you say, try to produce that sound with your voice. It may not be for you, but that's like anything, you know, content is demographic specific, and not all content is catered towards you. If you're listening to this and you are thinking like this is shit, it doesn't necessarily mean that the people who are creating the content aren't talented because you don't like it. Do you know what I mean? It's like TikTok. I don't particularly give a fuck about TikTok. I don't like half of the shit that goes on it, but then again, I also understand that the demographic of the majority of people who create TikToks, you know, they're not catering towards me as an audience. So for me to shit on them, I don't know if that's really something that I'm in a position to do. But going back to this, they've almost like embraced the meme that they've created themselves by just being so out there as a band. Like the lyrics, granted, I can't actually really hear what they're saying because I need the lyrics on screen to be able to hear what's going on, which is why this is a cool switch up, because this is the first time that they've actually featured in one of the videos as opposed to being like an animation with the lyrics panned over it. It is a bit more of an immersive experience. This is more catering towards that meme that I mentioned, or that meme culture that they're kind of feeding into, but doesn't take away from the fact that they are extremely talented. But usually having the lyrics on screen is just a whole different experience. So I will check the lyrics out after this to see, you know, the general gist of what they are talking about. But I'm sure it's going to be grim. But I do enjoy the fact that you can actually, you know, put some faces to the sounds. Obviously, we've seen Aaron Kitcher before in the video of Cunt Crusher, but seeing him, you know, can put a face to the name. Dickie Allen, I've seen him just purely because I've seen he's subscribed. Whether or not he's still subscribed, I don't know. I just seen he was a while ago, and then I've seen him for like a few minutes here and there on Twitch. I haven't really tuned in, but I just tuned in when I realised that he did subscribe, and then I seen. So I will obviously go check him out a little bit more, and maybe we can get in touch if he watches this video. That would be sick. And yeah, I mean, like, it is just cool to see them just taking the piss, having a good time, but also just shredding it up on all the instrumental side of things. Again, the vocals are not for everyone, but I can appreciate it. I appreciate how low budget this whole music video is. It's just, I'd say this probably cost, what, they probably spent 20 quid on petrol to get to the beach. That's the entire budget, so you have to respect it. What am I watching? How is the band going to go from animated figures ripping each other's fucking heads off to three blokes shaking their arses and getting sick on each other on the beach? I still can't decipher which one's weird. but that's how they monetize this content. I did say that in a previous video. I was like, guys, how does one monetize these lyrics? Although they get, obviously, you know, they have quite a big following. This video has 46,000 likes, but it always begged the question to me, like, because I'm interested in all that sort of thing. So I'm interested in business, I'm interested in, you know, the monetization side of music, and how one goes about even like trying to get someone to sponsor you now. Like, obviously there is means and ways. If you have a core audience, you can sell merch, but obviously that is one of the examples of a way in which they could monetize something like this. But it is always interesting to me, like, even thinking about that, like, those lyrics and everything are so anti-establishment and so anti, you know, influencer slash sponsorship worthy, I suppose, if you want to say it. So it is, you know, interesting, because in one regard it's what made them popular, but in the other regard their popularity is also something that could probably hinder them from actually making, you know, money from something that they're obviously passionate enough about to keep going as a career. But it's also, you know, how do you, the way in which everything's going these days, where like it is quite PG, let's just be honest about everything. Like, you know, everyone's just gone a bit soft to try and, you know, go ahead and make money off of a career, although it is, you know, controversial in what they're saying. It's just an interesting dynamic, because it is what's made them popular, but it's also, you know, could hinder themselves. But I know it's kind of two different ends of the spectrum, but what's coming to mind right now, based on recent listenings and experiences, is Eskimo Callboy. I've done a few of their tracks, and they seem to me to be the most similar to these guys. I know Infant Annihilator are unrivaled when it comes to, you know, how heavy something can go, and just brutal, and, you know, just in your face, constant, just bludgeoning you over the head with a hammer. That is what Infant Annihilator are. I know Eskimo Callboy are similar in the sense that they have that shock value. That's what I'm trying to get at. Obviously they're in and around the same genre. Eskimo Callboy are a little bit more on the pop side of things. They blend pop, you know, hip hop, and a few different genres into metal, quite heavy metal as well. I would think that Infant Annihilator, if they really put their head down, whether or not that's still something they are prioritizing music, I don't know. I'm sure if I did get in touch with Dickie Allen, if he does happen to get in touch, I'm sure we could discuss all these things. I'd be interested in speaking to him about everything, to be honest, because I have done a lot of his music. You know, they've gotten great responses, and just to even like pick his brain about the process that goes on with making these kind of tracks would be very interesting. It'll probably make for quite a cool video as well. So if you guys are watching this stream, just send him this on. I'm sure he'll watch it if he is subscribed. But I think that based on what I've heard, obviously the talent is there. There's always sprinkles of these filthy instrumental moments in the tracks, and then obviously some of the vocals sometimes do catch me off guard, and I'm kind of like, that sounds a bit sick. But then other parts I'm like, okay, I'm just not ready for this at this point. But I think a band like this definitely has the potential to be on the same level as a band like Eskimo Callboy. And I don't mean to say that Eskimo Callboy are a huge band and they're much bigger than Infant Annihilator, but they've kind of played into the times that we're in at the moment with, you know, keeping their sound quite current, but also keeping that ridiculous shock value that Eskimo Callboy also have. So I think Infant Annihilator would be able to do something really big like that, because they've obviously got the experience with just blowing people's minds when it comes to just the raw brutality. But if they were to, you know, they also have humor as well. You can see they don't give a fuck, you know, they're just out on the beach getting sick on each other in public, you know, it's no big deal to them, which is what also reminded me of Eskimo Callboy, where they just, you know, they have that, you know, don't take themselves too serious attitude, which really shines through in a lot of their videos, you know, with all the props, all the 70s and 80s gears, you know, it's really cool. But I think Infant Annihilator could potentially do something like that as well. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, guys. As always, if you have not already, please subscribe to the channel. It'd be much appreciated. If you want to see more Infant Annihilator or other crazy bands, videos like this, then do let me know. Sub to the channel so you don't miss any of them, guys. Obviously, leave a comment. Let me know what I should do next. Like the video if you haven't already, guys. It'd be much appreciated. If you are on Dickie Allen's stream, or Dickie Allen if you are watching, get in touch, bro, and we'll have a chat. I'd love to maybe do a kind of impromptu interview just to even pick your brain for some content on YouTube. That'd be cool for anyone who watches these videos who's also a fan of you. Maybe we could get some games of Warzone in, who knows. But yeah, guys, that is going to be it for the video. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'm signing out. Take care of yourselves. Cheers.